Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to another Starcraft 2 broadcast. My name is Anaris, and today we are here to watch LiquidHayprO, the Red Zerg, face off against his opponent, SlayerSMills, if I can get the camera right there. Terran player in the 12 o'clock position, Zerg in the 3. We are on the map Metalopolis, so with these players spawning pretty close to each other, we're probably going to expect to see some kind of early aggression. At least that's what I'm hoping for a very epic game. Now, if you watched my last video, I did state that I wanted to record an hour-long game. Well, guess what, folks? You said you wanted to watch it, so here we are. It will probably be about a 45-minute video. That's my guesstimate, but we will definitely keep an eye on this. I watched the first few minutes of it. It seemed like it was pretty good, but I did not watch it in its entirety. So I'm hoping that we're going to have some surprises. We're going to have maybe some hatred, some betrayal, some epic drama here between these two players on the Asian server. Speaking of the server, I do want to point out both of these players, the last that I looked up, they are ranked 5 in their division according to SC2 ranks. And HayprO, he's got 2770 rating. Mills has got a 3400. And he's actually, this is kind of cool, Mills is 33rd in the region. So pretty sexy stuff there. HayprO, of course, is from Team Liquid, but so we're going to have a fantastic matchup. I'm looking forward to it today. As a matter of fact, I have already eaten my breakfast, which I'm happy to say was deliciously nutritious. It was some wonderful shredded wheat with blueberries and walnuts. No, almonds. Walnuts? Almonds. Yes, almonds. Just getting my breakfast in order there. I'm on a little bit of a diet right now. So that is my my change up from my normal waffle routine. Expansion going down for HayprO. Dropped it down around 15 supply. Now, looks like the Terran player is going to be looking to put on some aggression here. Sure enough, when he saw that Overlord, we did see the second barracks go down. The Overlord kind of peeked its head right there for just a second. So the Terran player does know where his opponent is at. He's banking on the fact that the Zerg is going to go for an expansion, which we do see right here is the case. Going to come down here and scout to confirm it. Probably what we're going to see here is some early Marine play, maybe some pressure on this expansion with a bunker or two that would go along with this build right now. And then likely what we're going to see is the Terran go into directly into an expansion. You see he's not sacrificing any SCV, any mineral income for gas. Just leaving those geysers clean. Wants to get as many Marines out as possible from these two barracks while he brings down, it looks like, a second SCV as well. Rally points already set up, so we see a couple of the Marines are spawning, ready to come down here. Drones are transferring. One of them is actually coming down to sit beside the hatchery and throw down a spine crawler. You see that went down just right there, anticipating an attack from the Terran player. Of course, that SCV right there was a dead giveaway, so he knows exactly what's going to go on. And creep denied right there. Bunker cannot go on the creep. One Marine is here trying to do damage to the spine crawler, and the bunker was nicely placed, making the Zerglings do a little bit of a runaround. However, there are Marine reinforcements here to hold the line. More Zerglings have popped out, actually getting a good surround on them there. Oh man, look at that. 2 Marines go down. Oh, there's so many of them going down very quickly. There goes the last one, and now that bunker is canceled. These two guys have got to retreat very quickly, or else they will soon die as well. Spine crawler, rather, is complete. So this expansion is secure. Terran, of course, transitioning into the fast expansion. They'll probably drop a gas or two in just a minute here. Yep, looks like he is. I swear to God, I actually stopped watching this about 10 or 15 seconds ago as soon as this attack, as soon as that attack finished. But of course, you can read about builds like this and other stuff on Wikipedia, so you can kind of get an idea of what the players are going to be doing here. Expansion's about 30%. Of course, the LiquidHayprO is very good at spreading the creep, which you can see he is starting to do right there. More pressure might come from the Marines right here. The second Queen has popped up at the expansion. Now, there are still a good number of drones here, and with the 2 Queens plus the Zerglings, I don't think this attack is going to be able to do very well. Marines are obviously delaying the income, but not really that big of a deal at this point. Zerg is looking to make a move. Oh man, so many more Zerglings here, able to stop these Marines from moving and attacking. Queens are coming in as well. Now, it's nice that the Zerg caught it right before the Queens had to get off the creep there, so those Queens were able to catch up very quickly. Marines are going to have to retreat there. Expansion just about complete. So neither player is really teching up too terribly much at this point, focusing on macroing up, getting their income going. You see Zerg is running off of 1 gas right now. We can actually see from the income tab we're about 6.5 minutes, or 6 minutes 45 seconds. I am great with time into the game, and both players are about 900, 26 to 24. As far as the units lost goes, see, it's about even in terms of quantity, but certainly LiquidHayprO has lost a lot fewer resources than his Terran counterpart. Second orbital command coming up here. This is going to really help the Terran catch up with the buildings, rather. You see, he did just drop 2 additional structures, so he's going to really want to get that income. He's a little bit vulnerable right now, but he is throwing down a bunker very quickly to rectify that problem. Not a lot of things there's not a lot that LiquidHayprO could really do right now. I mean, you got the 2 barracks right here at the top of the ramp. You got the depot. He could always throw down a bunker right here if there was an attack. A Baneling bust obviously would not really do a great job against this. Zerg, however, is taking this time to continue expanding. You'll notice he is trying to stay 1 base up on the Terran player, grabbing this expansion down here at 5 o'clock. Wants to control that Xel'Naga watchtower. These are actually going to be crucial, this one especially, for this matchup, since both of these players are so freaking close to one another. I would not be surprised if we saw some aerial harassment from the Zerg player at some point later on down the road. Looks like he's going to be moving into Tier 2 tech now. Economy is looking pretty good. You can see how the expansions is looking for both of the players. Obviously, the Zerg player is up way higher than the Terran right now, 43 to 32, but the mules are evening it out just a little bit. Baneling nest is now complete. Of course, Banelings will help to defend against any more mid-game marine pressure. May see some siege tanks coming later down the road. Would not surprise me at all. Oh, looks like we got another command center finishing for the Terran player. He's going to be looking to match that expansion down here. I don't think he's actually seen that yet. No, he has not. He has seen the creep over here. So there's the scan. He knows kind of what's going on. He knows that the Zerg has still... I can't talk. He's still working off of this one geyser right here. So seeing that, he's probably thinking all those extra drones are working on money. So there's a chance there's another expansion right here. That's probably his line of thinking, but... we'll keep an eye on that. Add-ons are now complete for the barracks. So he's got 2 of everything, 2 reactors, 2 tech labs, working on those upgrades, marine, stim packs, combat shields, and infantry level 1. Getting a couple marauders in there, that'll help absorb some damage from the Banelings. Second bunker is looking pretty good as well. Got a factory going down here. Oh, you know what would be really sexy if we had some blue flame Hellions running around the map. Not sure if that's going to be such a great idea, however. When you look at the minimap, you see all of that creep. Zerglings, even though they are relatively weak against the blue flame Hellions, they can catch up to those things super quick. And, you know, just dispatch a few Zerglings over that way, you can catch it, surround it, and it is gone. So we'll have to see what the Terran player chooses to do. Like I said, we're probably more than likely going to see some siege tanks here. Maybe decide to abuse the terrain a little bit. I know there was actually a Zerg versus Terran that I cast a little while ago, where the game concluded when right here, actually no, it was right here, the Terran player decided to throw about half his army on the ledge, half below, bait the Zerg in, and then just smashed it. All those Banelings could not catch up to the top of the cliff there. So pretty exciting to see that happen. Terran is looking to move out, get a little bit of map control, heading over to the western Xel'Naga watchtower. May decide to put some pressure on this expansion. Zerg does have a decent-sized army right now. We can actually see 100 to 80. So, you know, blue's a little bit up, but we'll continue to watch what happens. You see that Zerg does know what's going on. He's moving into position. Plenty of time there. Banelings are running in. Banelings going in first, and the Zerglings come to follow. Banelings getting a good surround and catching a lot of those Marines off guard. However, the Terran player is able to get up to a more defensible position at the middle of the ramp, using the terrain to his advantage, while one lone Marauder decides to try to come to save the day. And yeah, that's probably what you should do, buddy. Get out of there. You don't belong in that fight. Spire is researching weapons level 1 for Mutalisks and Corruptors, maybe some Broodlords later on down the road. That'll certainly bring a lot of excitement to this game. As we see Starports complete, maybe some Medivacs as well here. I like this defensive wall. He's got the bunkers here. Not very easy to bust through these with Banelings. Of course, pretty much any units Zerglings are going to have to run the long way around, and even with drops, it's not going to be very easy to get to this position. So I would say this is a fairly well-guarded base here. SlayerSMills throwing down a command center at his other expansion, looking to continue expanding westward. That's what I like when these players are in these positions, man. You either have very short games or you have very long, exciting ones. Because the players just continue to expand away from each other for a lot of the game, and then finally the expansions grow closer over here, and then you've just got so much confrontation, so much tension in the air. Oh, it just makes for a fantastic cast. Terran's still macroing up a little bit, getting those Marines. He's let's look at the upgrades right now. You can see one weapon and zero armor. And right now, you see he's just going around the map, clearing out the creep. Nothing too exciting. I'm sure LiquidHayprO is a little bit upset about that, but we will see how he responds. Getting some mutas out here. May decide to go do a little bit of harassment in the Terran base. I'd say right here it's pretty vulnerable. There are a couple missile turrets, but there's definitely some sweet spots that he could get into. Now this is kind of interesting. Couple creep tumors here. I don't think the Terran player actually knows that he did not completely clear them out. I think these ones just barely escaped the scan range. Healing up the Marines now. Let's look and see, let's actually look at the unit composition. See about 41 Marines, nice number of SCVs, 70 of there compared to 80 for the drones. As we have a drop getting ready to take place here, see that heading out towards the Zerg main. Meanwhile, the Terran is actually heading towards the opposite side of the map. Zerg mutas are coming over to the main base. Don't think he's going to catch that that dropship, though. Let's keep an eye on that first. We can watch that in just a second. Mutas are going to be taking out this missile turret. Don't think it's going to do a lot of damage otherwise, though, because he's going to have to respond to these two attacks coming. Marines are stemming and running directly into the gas line. Meanwhile, Marines and Marauders are heading over towards the western expansion, which is thrown down right here. Both of these are still building, so Zerg is going to be a little bit of trouble if the Terran is able to burst those down, because now you see the Banelings have responded with the Mutas all the way on the opposite side of the map. That attack has had its desired effect, and now the Terran player is free to run around over here for the next few seconds. One expansion is down. Another Overlord goes down as well there. You can see actually Zerg is supply blocked right now as the Terran player realizes that an attack is imminent. He runs into position, the SCV there to take a brunt of the Banelings. However, the Banelings are just plowing right up the ramp and now getting a good hit on the Marines. We are not able to finish this expansion off. I cannot believe that. If he had just brought over a few more and maybe stemmed them up and just shot it in, 330 damage. So freaking close. Oh well, probably was not anticipating that many Banelings and mutas. They're the siege tanks. That'll certainly help out with dealing pretty much everything. You know, they can absorb Baneling hits, although it's not what you really want them to do. That's some more of a job for the Marauders there. They can take quite a number, as they are armored units. Mutas heading to maybe do a little more harassment. Should be able to dispatch these Marines with relative ease. They do have the one weapons upgrade, so you can see it actually does 10 damage on that bounce. Of course, the damage does reduce for each hit, as Zerg is continuing to scout around, wants to try to stay up on the economy against his opponent, who actually is getting some re-hits on the dropship. One of them might go down here. No, oh man, it looks like he's very close to death, but Zerg decided to hit those Marines at the last second. Will he hit it before leaving, though? I do not think so. This expansion, not saturated just yet. I mean, he's got so many other expansions right now, you're probably not going to expect him to really do that. We can actually see in the income tab right now, both players are above 2,000 resource minerals per minute. 77 to 81 harvesters. They are just clearing through the minerals on this map, man. I'll tell you what, they're going to be out of it before too long here. Got a couple Thors coming down the road. Let's see what else we got. Don't have any infestation pit. Do have a couple spine crawlers coming up, however. As we have a few Marines here. This was actually kind of interesting. Just kind of sent a scout party here for just to pretty much tell what the Zerg player had, if he should engage, see what the Zerg response was, and he has seen, so he realized going to back off a little bit, wait until he gets a couple more units, and now the Marines are running in the Thors. Oh man, this Thor might actually absorb a lot of the Banelings. Look at that, so many Banelings are hitting the Thors, allowing the Marines to live and still do damage to the Mutas. I don't think this attack is going to work. Sure enough, the Zerg is going to have to retreat away from the Marines. Even though there are so few in number here, still plenty enough to pick off just tons of resources. There comes the expansion floating down there, so Zerg really wasn't able to deny that expansion. I mean, it's about halfway there. I'm sure it'll get there in just a minute or two. Infestation pit going down here, looking maybe to go into Tier 3. Obviously, some fungal growth will help out with those Marines kiting back away from the Banelings. Maybe even mind control a Thor just to add insult to injury. See that Terran is playing super defensive right now. Really wants to hold on to this expansion, throwing down a good number of missile turrets. Wants to work on taking out this creep. That's actually really important that he does that, because this creep is going to allow the Banelings to catch up to the Marines so much faster, the Zerglings, everything. So it's critical that he knocks out as much of that as possible in the downtime between these fights here. Another drop coming in while we have an engagement over on the west. However, the Marines were able to successfully drive away the Mutas. Medevac is actually running in here, taking a lot of hits from the Queens. I don't think the Terran player was really anticipating this many reinforcements, or this much defense, rather. As he drops it there, is actually trying to run away. Queens were able to transfuse. Obviously, this late in the game, you're going to have a lot of built-up energy here. And there goes that attack right there. Mutas are going to finish that off. This expansion is now saturated. You can see main is completely mined out, and the Natural's getting there. Oh, man, we might have a huge confrontation right here. A bunch of Banelings are finishing, sending some Marines in here to scout and bait away some of these other Zerglings so the Terran player can finish them off without having to deal with the Banelings. This time, however, he's using his army basically to sacrifice against his army so he can finish off this expansion, which is successful. Good stuff there. Hive is on the way as the Zerg player does finish off of this attack. Plenty of units here to deal with that. Once again, Terran. This is actually kind of funny. You look at the production tab right now. These guys can pretty much just reproduce an army in about 45 seconds, if that. So it's like they're just throwing these max armies at each other. Of course, a lot of the supply goes towards the harvesters. 97 to 84. So there is just so much income right now. It's still almost over 2K for both players. They're kind of borderline for HayPro. Missile turrets are earning their keep there, driving away the meter harassment and allowing Terran to come over here with a couple of Thor shots. Not really going to do a whole lot of damage. Oh, if they can hit them right now, they get so much splash damage. Don't think that's going to be the case, however. Only splashing being done is on the Marines. That's what she said. And sorry about that pause there. I had to think if I even wanted to say that for a second. I'm trying not to say that as much. I want it to be like not quite my thing, but you know, just something kind of to add humor to the game here. Oh, look at this! Mutas are going to come in here and take down the medevac full of Marines, while the Zerglings do run right through the barracks wall and get a nice surround on the bunkers, which